Hi, I'm Mike, the two-lane traveler, bringing you another road tripping video. Today we're going to visit some beautiful and easily accessible waterfalls in western North Carolina. Let me be clear what I mean when I say easily accessible. A few of the waterfalls can be seen without leaving your vehicle. A few others require short walks, and some others require hikes of more than a mile with changing elevations along the way. For reference, I'm 68 years old and haven't done any hiking in the last couple of years before this past week when I visited all of the waterfalls in this video. I'll describe each one and provide a map of all of them in case you'd like to visit yourself. But for now, just sit back and relax. Let's get started. We're going to start with an easy one located in the land of waterfalls, Transylvania County, North Carolina. Transylvania County has over 250 named waterfalls, and Looking Glass Falls is probably the most frequently visited waterfall in the county. It sits along US 276 in the Pisgah National Forest. Park along the paved shoulder of the road and view this 60-foot waterfall from the overlook. You can descend the steps and view the falls from the base as well. In the summer, young and old alike cool off in the surprisingly cold waters. It's perfectly safe, but climbing to the top of the falls is not. You could be seriously hurt or even die, and if you think I'm exaggerating, you'd be wrong. I'm aware of two expert kayakers who tested this waterfall. The first one made it without serious injury, but the second one died. View these beautiful falls from a safe distance. About a mile north of Looking Glass Falls is the parking area for more Cove Falls. Parking can be difficult because this is a popular spot too. This is an easy hike that families with small children seem to enjoy, but it's a real hike. It's a little under a mile and a half round trip from the parking lot to the falls and back out again. It isn't a thunderous falls, but it's a pretty one, and if you're careful, you can walk behind the waterfall. Do not try to climb to the top, though. The next three waterfalls are all located in the DuPont State Forest. All three are beautiful and worth the effort. The first one I visited was Hooker Falls. I've been to this waterfall many times and it's one of my favorites. I could sit and listen to its rushing waters all day. The map from the trailhead says the hike is about 0.6 of a mile one way or 1.2 miles round trip. My hiking app showed a 1.8-mile round trip from the parking lot, though I did a bit of wandering near the falls. I would assume about a mile and a half if I were you. The path descends down to the falls, which requires an uphill walk to get back. A little difficult, but the path is well maintained and pleasant. The area below the falls is well maintained too. You can actually get right up next to the falls by walking over some rocks and tree roots. It wasn't difficult. The falls themselves look to be about 15 feet high, and I've seen experienced kayakers go over them with relative ease. I wouldn't do it, but then I've never been in a kayak. The next two falls have been featured in movies like The Hunger Games and The Last of the Mohicans, and are very popular as a result. Neither is accessible from the Hooker Falls parking area anymore. This may be temporary due to damage from Hurricane Helene. There's a new visitor center less than a mile south, heading toward US 276. Both High Falls and Triple Falls can be accessed from this direction. The covered bridge over High Falls is about 0.6 of a mile from the parking area. You can't actually see the falls from the bridge, but there are a couple of great lookout sites as you descend the path. There are places you can picnic with the waterfall as a backdrop. You can safely get to the base of the falls as well. A lot of people go to the base and sit on the dry rocks. Triple Falls is just further down the path from High Falls. By the time I got down to the bottom of Triple Falls, then back up to the parking lot, the entire hike was about 2.6 miles. Coming back up from Triple Falls was the hardest part. I was winded, but I didn't have to stop to rest beyond the videotaping I was doing. There are several areas of Triple Falls where you can get close to the falls themselves. Be sure to tread carefully and keep to the dry areas. You may step on a wet spot and have no issues. Then the next one you step on is literally as slick as ice. Don't take chances. Batson Creek Falls and Connestee Falls are a 2-for-1 visit. Park in the paved lot, then walk 100 feet or so to a little bridge. Batson Falls is right next to you on the left, and Connestee Falls is straight ahead a little ways away. Key Falls is perfect if you don't even want to leave your car. It will be directly in front of you when you park, but you'll get a little better view and sound if you walk closer to the falls. It's located in close proximity to Key Falls Estate, a historic hotel and restaurant within easy walking distance. There are lots of waterfalls along the Blue Ridge Parkway, and one of the nicest ones is Second Falls, located in Graveyard Fields near mile marker 419. You can see it from a pull-out on the parkway without hiking at all, but it's a much better payoff hiking the 0.6-mile round trip to see this nearly mile-high waterfall up close. You can get a close look at it from the viewing platform, or you can get an even closer look by sitting on the big rocks just below the falls. Gorgeous State Park in Transylvania County has several excellent waterfalls, but Upper Bearwallow Falls is the one that's probably easiest to get to. The well-maintained trail is a half-mile round trip to the falls and back to the parking lot. The viewing platform provides an excellent view of the falls. At 411 feet, Upper Whitewater Falls is arguably the tallest waterfall east of the Rockies, and it's definitely the tallest waterfall in North Carolina. The paved path from the parking lot is wheelchair accessible to the upper viewing area and is about 0.6-mile round trip. A slightly better view is available by descending 150 steps to a lower viewing platform. Round trip from the lower platform is 0.7 miles and requires climbing the 150 steps you just went down. I didn't find it difficult and thought the view was well worth it. The next 5 waterfalls are positioned along US 64 in western North Carolina. Cullasaja Falls is a beautiful cascading waterfall that drops 200 or more feet. It can easily be seen from a car as you travel east on 64, unless you're the driver. Do not take your eyes off of this beautiful but treacherous segment of the highway. There's a 2-car pullout right by the falls, but it's often in use and there's no other nearby place to park and walk back without putting yourself in danger. So either go shortly after sunrise when the parking spaces are often available, or just enjoy this video. A short distance to the east on US 64 is Quarry Falls. It's a small but pretty waterfall along the roadside, and there's plenty of parking space. Some people swim in the pool at the bottom of the falls, but this powerful, fast-moving water has led to deaths and serious injuries, so proceed with caution. The Dry Falls parking lot sits right along US 64, not too far west of Highlands, North Carolina. There's a $3 charge per car for an all-day pass to access the falls. Then there's a short 0.6-mile round trip to the falls itself. This is one of my favorite waterfalls, and it couldn't be more inappropriately named. Dry Falls it is not. You can walk right up to the roaring waterfall and even behind it for a great unusual view. It's an easy walk with stairs and a wooden pathway down to the falls, then back up to the parking lot. Well worth the trek. Bridal Falls is even closer to Highlands. This is a high but not particularly heavy waterfall. You can park next to it and walk underneath the falls on the pavement. It wasn't too many years ago that you could drive underneath the falls, but they no longer allow you to do that. Interestingly, once upon a time you had to drive underneath the falls because that's where US 64 ran before it was rerouted. We're going to finish up with Sequoyah Falls in Highlands. It's the only man-made waterfall included in this video. It was created by spillover from damming up the Cullasaja River to create Lake Sequoyah. There's a small parking area along US 64 where you can walk a few feet down to the base of the falls. This has just been the briefest of introductions to the beautiful waterfalls in western North Carolina. As I mentioned earlier, Transylvania County is referred to as the land of waterfalls, with more than 250 named waterfalls and cascades in this county alone. And you've seen several of the waterfalls in other nearby counties as well. I've included a map below with all of the waterfalls and parking locations that I just showed to you. If there's an interest, I can create another video with additional gorgeous waterfalls. Share your thoughts in the comment section below and I'll be sure to respond. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you'd click the thumbs up and subscribe buttons. Thanks for watching.